New Delhi and Beijing have shocked the West just a day before the BRICS Summit. On Monday, Indian Foreign Secretary announced they have reached an agreement with China to resolve the crisis along the de facto border called the Line of Actual Control or the LAC. This agreement will lead to eventual disengagement at the border. Yes, you heard that right. The crisis that began with bloody war between Indian and Chinese soldiers 4 years ago in the Galwan Valley is finally resolved now. Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said, as a result of the discussions that have taken place over the last several weeks, an agreement has been arrived at on patrolling arrangements along the LAC in the India-China border area, and this is leading to disengagement and eventually a resolution of the issues that had arisen in these areas in 2020. Now, it is important to note that this announcement came just a day before the beginning of the BRICS Summit in Russia's Kazan. Both Chinese leader Xi Jinping and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi are going to be there and are expected to meet. Russian leader Vladimir Putin will also meet both leaders privately. One thing is quite clear here. The three giants of Asia are trying to put up a joint front against the West, especially at a time when a G7 country, Canada, is locked in a diplomatic standoff with India. Canada last week accused Indian diplomats of being involved in the murder of a Sikh separatist leader named Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Ties between Canada and India have nosedived since then. Amid escalating conflict between India and a major Western country, reconciliation with China sets a powerful narrative in favor of BRICS. It also shows that BRICS nations are willing to overcome their mutual disagreements and explore opportunities together. China has also adopted the approach of cooperation and not aggression, given its slowing economy and rising importance of trade with India. China knows that if Donald Trump comes back to power, he may go after China like he did until 4 years ago. China will need partners like Russia and India to shore up its economy in that case. It is also significant to talk about the Russia factor here. It is highly likely that Russia may have played the role of a mediator here. On September 11th, Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval had met with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Russia's St. Petersburg. A press release later issued by the Indian Foreign Ministry said that the two officials had discussed outstanding issues along the LAC. Now, it is again Russia where PM Modi and Xi Jinping are expected to meet. So we can say that the three big powers of BRICS are now coming together. They have just resolved their biggest crisis, and that is a nightmare for the West. The three superpowers have realized that the Western hegemony cannot be dismantled until and unless these bilateral conflicts are resolved first. Every year, both China and India spend billions of dollars to boost their military preparedness on the LAC. With increased mutual understanding, the resources can be put to better use on both sides. India and China are the world's two largest armies. If Russian forces are also taken into account, the three powers can make for a formidable military alliance. If Russia's advanced tech, China's economic might, and India's manpower resources are put together, no alliance in the world would dare to play around with BRICS bloc.